I didn't expect to make this video so soon. Edmonton gets swept by the Colorado Avalanche. Yep, 4 games to none. First 2 games, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Colorado dominated. They did. Smith got outplayed by Kemper, and then Kemper gets hurt and he gets outplayed by Francouz. In my mindset, especially when Francouz came in at the beginning of the series, it's just shoot the bloody puck on him. For Colorado, it was the exact same thing. Shoot the bloody puck on Mike Smith. And guess what? It worked. We all know what happened. Game 3, it was 4-2 Colorado. They got the empty net there because, was it Ryan Nugent-Hopkins who made that terrible pass? Was it Barry? One of the two. Might have been Barry. McDavid was pissed anyway. Went off the ice fuming. Fair play, okay. You had a chance there in that game. Evander Kane, dangerous hit on Kadri. Kadri's thumb's mangled, had to have surgery. Avs still pull it out. And while watching the game, at times I'm like, wow, look at Mike Smith go. And then when you really watch, you're like, why is he just, the puck's coming and he's diving at it. It literally reminds me of like a football, like a soccer goalie, just diving at the player. That's what he does for the puck. And you saw it here this game as well. What I noticed in Game 3, all the games, Mike Smith lets in a goal and he blames everyone. It's like, I think someone wrote on Twitter, it's like a circus, and it is. This game, no different. Edmonton started out really well. They have a good lead. They take a 3-1 lead going into the third period. McDavid scores. Draisaitl had 3 points at that time. Hyman had scored. And then Edmonton comes to start the third period, and it's Cal McCarr doing Cal McCarr things. They get over to, I think it was Taves, who just fires it on, hits off CC and in. There was traffic there. CC boxed him out. It was unfortunate. It hit off his shin pad, and Mike Smith dove at the puck, and it squirted through his glove. Okay, makes it 3-2, but then don't worry, Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, they come the other way. They score. Zach Hyman scores, of course. McDavid gets it, feeds over to Draisaitl. No, it was Draisaitl comes in, feeds over to McDavid. McDavid feeds it over to Hyman, I believe. Or vice versa, I don't know. So many goals in like 3-minute span, it felt like. Hyman scores on like a knuckler top corner, 4-2. They forgot to tell Mike Smith that the game goes longer than 2 periods. And he was a completely different goalie in the 4th game from the first 2 periods over to the 3rd. First, to make it 4-3, there's a shot on net. He kind of bumbles it. It's there. And Landeskog comes from what seems like the blue line and just pokes it over him, goes over him, scores. He freaks out. I don't know why he was. The only person I can see in there that made contact with him was Tyson Barrie without any help. Makes it 4-3. McKinnon takes a penalty, I think it was. Edmonton gets a power play, don't do anything on it. McKinnon comes out of the box, scores, short side, beautiful goal. Bad read, I forget who the defenseman was, that left defenseman who went up on Lehkonen. Lehkonen feeds it through to McKinnon, streaking goal. Beautiful goal, great play by Lehkonen. We'll talk about him later. Makes it 4-4. And then Derek Ryan, I feel really bad for him. I think it was him and Rantanen down in the Colorado zone. They kind of get tangled up. It kind of looked like a slew foot, but at the same time, they're both kind of holding each other. Derek Ryan goes to the box. And Colorado goes to work. McCarr gets, at that time, his 4th point of the game. 4th point of the game, I think. It's Rantanen who scores, slides it 5-hole on Smith, makes it 5-4, but no worries. McDavid, Draisaitl come the other way. This time with Zach Kassian. McDavid over to Draisaitl, shot, Kassian wide open net, scores, ties the game. We go into overtime, and then it's a lost draw. McCarr from the point. Lehkonen with the tip, Mike Smith with the save, Lehkonen with the rebound. Just holds it for that half second to get around Smith, pots it in, and Arturi Lehkonen. What a phenomenal pickup by Colorado. I absolutely loved it. He's just raised his stock even more for next year. A little bit of money. He scores, and what was this, back-to-back years? He did it for Montreal to take them to the Stanley Cup. He's now done it for Colorado to take them to the Stanley Cup. Colorado Avalanche, 21 years. And they're back in the Stanley Cup Final. We saw Eric Johnson, tears in his eyes, how excited he was. Him and Landeskog, it's brilliant. And this is the year to do it because I don't think they'll be able to afford Kadri. I don't know if Kemper's back. They don't really have much money. They're going to have to pay McKinnon soon. But they're doing it without Kadri, without Sam Girard. And why did they win the series? In my eyes, I see it. Their depth was better than Edmonton. Edmonton basically, if they wanted anything, especially this game, like Leon Draisaitl had 4 points, I think 4 assists. McDavid had a goal and 2 assists. Zach Hyman had 2 goals. What Edmonton needed to do was play Draisaitl and McDavid literally every other shift. And when they weren't on, it was like nerve-wracking. I was going for Edmonton because I wanted the series to continue. But when they weren't on the ice, I'm like, Colorado's going to score. They're going to score. Edmonton's screwed because Edmonton's not going to score. It just felt like that. And Colorado, it didn't matter who was on. When McKinnon was on, you're like, they're looking good. Then Lekkinen line comes out, and like, wow, they're looking good. Comfer goes out there, wow, they're looking good. Makar can do whatever he wants. Wayne Gretzky compared him to Bobby Orr, fair. Like the guy has 51 points in 49 playoff games. He's absolutely insane. Tonight, 5 points. 5 points. Or last night, I'll make this here, 5 points in a series clinching game. Whew. Goaltending wise, doesn't matter whoever they play. New York or Tampa Bay, Colorado has the lesser of the goaltenders. No matter if it's Kemper or Francouz. But the way their team plays and builds, they are good. For Edmonton, in the end, what let them down? 3 things. There was 3 things. Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl couldn't play the whole game. So the secondary, third options, fourth options, they had to get it done, and they did get it done when they played with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl in the big game. Defensively, there was definitely injuries. Nurse had something wrong with his hip, and that happened at the end of the regular season. You could tell. And Barry, Cece, Keith, they were just overwhelmed. And then Mike Smith, he just didn't have it. He got outplayed by the backup, and when that happens, and you have a terrible third period, you're going to lose. And in this case, they lost in 4 games. Congratulations to the Colorado Avalanche. I can't wait to see who you play in the finals because it's going to be brilliant. On to Game 4 for Tampa Bay and New York in a couple of hours. Wow, Colorado, you look good. We were waiting for Colorado. People have been saying Colorado's going to be in the finals for the last 3 years. They finally do it. Comment down below your thoughts. I'm happy for them. It was a great series, even though it only lasted 4 games. I wanted it to go longer, but Colorado Avalanche definitely deserved to be in the Stanley Cup Final. Let me know your thoughts on the series, and who do you think they're going to face, Tampa Bay or New York? All right, cheers. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Subscribe if you want. Don't forget to like this video and comment. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts on these playoffs and thoughts on the series. See you next time.